Hey folks, Deborah Franklin here, one of the managing directors at Jewel Box Theater. But more importantly, I am the director of the next show that is auditioning at Jewel Box. It is finally my turn to direct. I am directing Charley's Aunt by Brandon Thomas. And I am so excited about doing this play, and I hope you all show up for auditions. I have a long history with this play. I first saw it on television in the 1980s, and probably like every other high school drama teacher in the world, I set my VCR so that I could record this live performance of this play, and then I used it in my drama classes for a long time. Later, I directed it with a bunch of 9th and 10th graders, and they were brilliant, by the way. And then I got the opportunity to play Dona Lucia Dalvadores in a production that my husband, Richard Levin, directed whenever we were doing our own theater company, Theater a la carte. So this is a play that is very near and dear to my heart. Charley's Aunt is a Victorian comedy, takes place in the 1890s. A lot of times people have not heard of it, and I tell them, are you familiar with the importance of being earnest? Because if you are, it's that time period and it's that funny. So if that's a style that you are familiar with and a kind of period that you enjoy, then this is going to be the show for you. For this play, I need 6 men and 4 women. I have 3 young men's roles and 3 more mature men's roles. I have 1 adult mature woman and 3 young women. Now, sometimes people ask, is there a part for me? Am I too old? Am I too young? I would recommend that you are familiar with the play, look it up, find some YouTube videos. The one with Charles Grodin is my favorite, and see if those characters appeal to you. And if they do, and you think you're the best person for that, come on down and prove it to me, because I am really excited to see what you guys can bring to auditions. Now, the play starts out with 2 young men who are graduating from Oxford. Jack Chesney and Charlie Wickham are about to graduate, and they are madly in love. And they are so excited to get to express their love to their young women and to propose marriage. So Jack is madly in love with Kitty Verdun, and Charlie is madly in love with Amy Spettigue. Now, in these days, it's not like these 2 gentlemen could have a conversation with these young women without chaperones around. But as luck would have it, Charley's aunt from Brazil that he has never met is coming in to meet him on this very day. So the young men have invited their young ladies to come over for lunch, and Charley's aunt will be the chaperone, and they will have a chance to let these young women know how much they love them. Unfortunately, Charley's aunt sends a message that she can't make it. Well, now what are they supposed to do? Well, they aren't going to have a chaperone unless they do a little bit of devious planning. So they turn to their friend, Lord Fancourt Baverley, also a student at Oxford, who happens to be performing in a play and playing the part of an old woman, has a costume and everything, and they enlist his assistance to play the part of Charley's aunt so that they can see their young women. Now, the deal about these girls is they have a guardian who is not keen on their getting married, because he has complete control of their money, and he doesn't want them to fall in love with anyone. So he is about to whisk them away to Scotland. So time is of an essence. Jack's father, Colonel Chesney, retired, also shows up and lets Jack know that he has now inherited the family titles, and he has inherited the family debts. So he is, as he says to his son, relatively speaking, a poor man, which makes Jack a poor man. Before they enlisted Lord Fancourt Baverley's help, Jack decided to encourage his father to see if he might want to make a play for Charley's aunt from Brazil, who is a very wealthy widow. Well, once Colonel Chesney gets there and meets Lord Fancourt Baberly dressed as Charley's aunt, he's a bit horrified. But hey, for the sake of his son, he will go ahead and he will see if he can court Charley's aunt. Whenever Mr. Spetague learns that Charley's aunt is there and that she is very rich, he decides that he will also try to court Charley's aunt for the money, of course. So now we've got the two older men vying for Charley's aunt, who is really Lord Fancourt Baberly, dressed in an old lady's outfit. In all of that, we have the butler or valet, Brassett, who is commenting on what's going on, keeping an eye on the young men, and generally having a good time at their expense. Now, what would make all of this situation even more muddled? Charley's real aunt shows up. But when she finds another lady in her place, Lord Fancourt Baberly, she gives them all an assumed name. She has with her her guardian, Ella Delahaye, and she starts getting involved in the whole story and trying to figure out exactly what her nephew Charley, that she's never met, is involved in. So now we have everybody in the mix. The whole thing has to resolve some way, and I'm excited to share that with you. It is a play that has to be done fast. It is a Victorian farce, so we're going to clip it along and not give the audience too much time to think about it. And we are going to have them rolling in the aisles. Now, if this is a kind of play that is right up your alley, then please come out and audition for me. June 15th, open call. We will audition from 3 to 5. Anyone who's been in my auditions knows that I move those right along. So you're going to want to be there and be on top of it, because I'm going to move it fast and see everybody as quickly as possible. And then we will have invited callbacks on the 16th from 3 to 5. It is going to be a fun romp, and I hope you all join me for auditions for Charley's Aunt. Thanks, guys.